crowd super hot for it. But I just loved everything at the end, the psychology with the mouthpiece and then Pete Dunne's mouth got bloody, and I like how he went. I don't remember what he did, but when they went right into the finish, like it was basically just like whatever, the one strike, and then he hit him with the with his finish. I don't know. I loved it. I thought that match was really good. Like Zach Gibson, I turned the corner on him in that match. I thought they were pushing him super hard when he won that tournament. And that whole weekend he got pushed hard, and I was like, I don't know if I really am digging him, but that match last week, I was like, okay, he's awesome. And Pete Dunne's already amazing.
We're at a point soon that because Pete Dunne going to be on the main roster.
No, I hope not. Because I like him where he is.
I feel like at some point Vince is going to be like, we need him here because he's so
but
over.
The one time when they were over there, and he came out and
he was on a Raw,
wrestled Enzo.
Yeah.
He ended up beating him, but he got no offense in. Like, he basically just jobbed out to Enzo, and then he ended up getting the win at the end.
That was weird. He was super over, but that was weird.
It was like, that's how they would treat him, though.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
He's so small. Like, that's what they would do. He'd be a nobody on that show. And then you don't want him in 205 Live, because that's kind of the kiss of death.
Is he even 205?
Oh, he's small. He's small.
Is he? I mean, I know he's the bruiserweight. But
yeah, but he's short, though.
He is. He's stocky,
He's
but
probably,
he's really short.
I would guess he's just under 200 pounds. He's probably 180, 190 pounds, something like that. Like, because he's short dude, like, because Tyler Bates is a little guy too. And
I've been saying that Tyler Bates will be chopped out.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with Gargano. About.
Yeah, I mean, God, Tyler Bates so good though.
Yeah.
So good. But
hopefully they'll just keep him over there and help build up the UK.
Well, that NXT UK thing, I'm super excited about that. Oh, which by the way, did you see the spoilers for the women's?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you did. I showed you who won the women's.
You did?
Yeah.
The NXT women's title?
Oh.
Or the UK women's title?
Okay.
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah, but Toni Storm's. I don't want to give spoilers. I understand why. Because you know why? Like I don't know.
Well, she's in the
Nah. Shannon doesn't. No spoilers.
Oh, by the Mae Young?
Yeah.
I don't want to know who wins the Mae Young.
Well, no, it's not. The finals are going to be live.
It's the finals.
Oh.
They're live.
But we know. But they've already taped everything up to the finals.
Gotcha.
But I think that might explain maybe why.
Well, we talked about that before, but you and I thought it was going to go the opposite way than
I
it
did.
did. So I was very surprised when I saw the spoiler. I made the assumption that it was Toni Storm, and I was like, "That's not Toni Storm."
I was
like, "What's happening?"
I remember she was in the Mae Young.
Yeah, she's
year,
good.
I liked her. But
Yeah,
I
she's
just
good.
assumed they were going to build that around Toni.
I still love though, like they got Johnny Saint as the commission. Like they're just doing.
No, it seems
like
really well put together.
But everything about NXT and even WWE, like main roster stuff to an extent. Like I remember when I first got really back into it in the Attitude Era, they never WWE and really WCW, none of the mainstream, like they did not acknowledge history at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was no nostalgia matches.
No
you never brought back old timers. You never talked about history.
Yeah.
Now that's all. They're so big into nostalgia now, and I love it.
Yeah, me too.
You know, but like the fact that like they got Johnny Saint to be the commission to add legitimacy to that, it's I don't know everything they're doing.
It feels like it's all coming together the right way.
But even main roster, I mean, like how big the Hall of Fame is now, and honoring the past and doing this and that, like that stuff wasn't happening back.
No,
then.
and I think a big part of them doing that, pulling back the curtain, is why like Shannon's interested in it, is because watching on the network all the real life stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and it helped me. Like that's why I like certain people I didn't like before, because I saw them on Breaking Ground or
even when they give me like
I liked Baron Corbin for a little bit after Breaking Ground.
Yeah, I miss Breaking Ground a lot.
Jerk,
like I like
Breaking,
but at least I could understand him as a person.
Yeah.
And then actually just I really hated the girl.
Be a bad guy.
The EST Bianca.
Oh yeah.
I hated her because her character's supposed to be hated, obviously. But I hated her.
Yeah, you hated when she was
so much. I don't like the hair thing. Oh, it grosses me out.
Yeah,
but
me out too.
like then they did that like weird like interview thing.
They did like a little bio on her.
Yeah,
show.
and
then you see she married like you see some personal stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I love. Like,
I kinda like
we talked about it before, but I love the Cruiserweight Classic and last year's Mae Young Classic when they do all the little like bracketology.
Yeah, I love
like
that stuff.
build up the stuff because I remember what's her face, the one that's got like the blonde girl in NXT. What the hell's her name? And she's got like the old school like military. She's in the military and she's got like the
Lacey Evans?
Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
So I remember watching, they did all that stuff on Lacey Evans in like the bracketology, and I'm like, she's awesome. Like, I get the character, I get it. So it's like they don't really do anything with her on TV, but it's like just watching those things gets you like into the character. I don't know, I love it.
No, I love all that stuff, like the bracketology. Like I'm pumped for.
I still think nothing.
I love all that.
Oh yes,
weird
that kind of like the legitimate, the legitimacy of trying to
like
make
they would
it
do
like,
on the Olympics. Like here's a bio about this runner.
Like, did you watch? So there was the newest. Have you been watching the 10 Pounds of Gold stuff, the NWA YouTube series? Oh, okay. So I was watching those. Been really good. But they just uploaded a new one. I think it was this morning, and it was the face-off that they did with Nick Aldis and Cody from Ring of Honor this past week.
Yeah.
And but then just like seeing so they do the face-off is really cool. But then afterward, like the same shot we've seen 100 times, but them on the stage coming up like in their suits, like that.
Awesome.
Like, this is so cool. And Aldis is holding the NWA title, and
this
it's got
whole
the
thing
whole,
has made Aldis look like a star.
So,
and I know he was in TNA before.
No, absolutely. So here, it's funny you say that, because watching that 10 Pounds of Gold thing's got me thinking. I want to get your opinion, because I'm like, what do you do with Aldis here? Like, part of me, like, even though I think this whole thing's being tailor-made for Cody to win, part of me could see Cody saying, like, he doesn't want to win. You know, like, it's more about challenging, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I think Nick will lose a lot by losing. But my opinion is that Cody's going to have a short run, and he's going to drop it back to Aldis. I think he's going to return the favor on probably a Ring of Honor show in the next few months.
Seeing what Cody's been like in booking and all this, I don't think he's not going to bury the guy.
No, he's not going to bury the guy. I just think that I don't see him getting a long NWA title run, because he's involved in storylines in New Japan and Ring of Honor. But if he's got that belt, now it's like he can't do jobs and things are going to get weird. Like, I would be.
I agree.
Let's put it this way: I'd be surprised if by the end of the year he's still champion.
I totally agree. And, and I know it's cliche, but he doesn't need it. And him having it just a little bit elevates that title.
He's one of those people that the story is about him winning it, not him holding it.
Yeah.
But that was always the story with Dusty, though.
Yeah.
Dusty never had a long NWA title run. He had 3 runs, and they were all very short.
Yeah.
But because Dusty was like the biggest babyface in those territories in that era, it's like
and
for him it was about him getting the belt.
Yeah.
When he finally beat Harley Race, it was a huge deal. But it's like, okay, and like nobody needs to see him be the champion.
Yeah.
They want to see him win the title.
Yeah,
and I think that's
people
kind of
will look back at All In, and they're not going to think, oh, well, Cody had a terrible run with it. They're going to be like, he won the title, his dad won.
I just hope, and I think that they'll do it, but I hope that he drops it back to Nick, returns the favor, and I think that'll help Aldis tremendously.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets the belt back.
He's really good.
Because
I didn't know much about him.
He's got
I
that.
had never heard of him
looks
before.
like a
I know
star.
anything about this
He's
stuff.
got everything.
But him and Cody carry themselves the same way, like the old school champions, wearing the suits in public, and like the way he carries the belt, and like he looks kind of like how he doesn't have the charisma that Flair does, but he looks like how Flair would have looked in the 80s with the dressed up all the time. And I don't know if you saw, he tweeted a picture of like his suit bag for the one of the suits he's bringing this weekend. It said custom made for Nick Aldis. Like, he got a custom made suit for this weekend, and like just
he got a black card to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, like Marty.
Yeah, Marty and him both got one.
Oh, did he?
Donuts, yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I want to look it up. But they showed it, and it looked like a VIP. Like,
my
I think
assumption.
It's like you get free food wherever you go.
That's my assumption. I did not look it up at all. I have no idea. It might not be.
That's what it is.
But I assume they can just show it at any Dunkin' Donuts and get free whatever.
That's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
Really, free stuff? Like, wow.
I'd be loving some coffee. I like Tim Hortons coffee, but free Dunkin' Donuts coffee is pretty good.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about with all this. I was like, he's got to win the belt back, because I think he came into this thing like people knew who he was but didn't know anything about him.
Yeah.
I think he's come out of this being a star.
I had heard his name, but I didn't know who he was.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been impressed with him.
Absolutely. But I think if he loses the belt and then just, because he doesn't have a contract with Ring of Honor or all these big companies, so he'll just fade away. Yeah. So I feel like he's got to beat Cody to keep this thing going, like in a couple months. You know, like if Cody wins it Saturday, then he'll get it back in a few months, and hopefully on a Ring of Honor show, like a show that people will see, like a big show, you know. But
anyway, I just wanted to say I'm going to be recording these tiny segments of On the Road and some stuff as we go to All In. And I'm Shannon.
Hi, Aaron.
Who are you?
Aaron.
Who are you?
Johnny Dynamo.
There you go.
Woo!
That's our son Matt. He's awesome.
Hi.
There's the husband of Wrestling with the Wife, Jason. So we just started. We got on the road at 9 a.m. It is 9:53. at the moment. So we got about 4 more hours, and it will probably be all wrestling talk like that.
Non-stop,
So,
all weekend.
Like,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm all in, baby.
Okay, so I looked it up, the black card.
Yeah?
So
Oh, yeah.
it's not easy to get, like they kind of pick.
Of course. Yeah.
But it's not any kind of, it's a personalized rechargeable gift card. So it's kind of just to show.
Oh, okay. But they
it's
probably
token
put a
appreciation.
buttload on it, I bet.
Even if you have, you still have to refill the card. But it's something that like only a few people get.
Interesting.
So you want to accidentally, oh, where'd this fall out of my wallet?
Yeah.
Right.
On your first date.
Yeah, I'm big in the donut community, baby.
I'm thinking the donut world. Have you heard of me?
Oh, this is just my DD card.
Oh, your what?
My DD.
Your designated driver card?
Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't think Marty can be a designated
It's my
driver.
double D card.
Oh
I saw
my.
Marty drinking a beer. I thought it
Yeah.
was straight edge.
Well, there is that one thing, the elite, where he was saying, "You guys know I'm straight edge," and they'll look at him weird. And I think that was a bit like we're.
Well, that's being the elite. He had a beer at the steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that the Bucks are the only straight edge
Yeah.
ones in
I
that
think.
group.
What
Cody
about
did that
Hangman?
joke.
Well, Cody's
Yeah.
very
He's
clearly
like,
not
oh,
straight
yeah,
edge.
yeah.
Even like he hit his beer, the one being the elite.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it's kind of the,
Gimmick thing.
kind of the gimmick of all of them. But no, I mean, I think Nick and Matt are the only ones that are truly like straight edge.
What about Flip?
Flip's probably hammered all the time.
He got hammered in Japan.
He didn't really get hammered in Japan.
A monster.
Hangman, I'm not sure about. Hangman's probably got to do some drugs at least because of the murder.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well,
He's always
seeing Boots talking, he's probably
He's
on
high all the
something.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on something.
Oh man, I want to watch that.
uppers and downers.
Joey Janela lost in New York again. That
Yeah.
was so cool.
You've
does-
got. Did
it's
you
not-
see?
no,
Oh,
but it
it's so
sounds awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Ethan Page wrestled Penelope Ford,
Oh, okay.
and
Is
Penelope Ford was really good. That's Joey Janela's.
Yeah.
the girl?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's really good.
She was really good, and I like it was his first. It was Ethan Page's first match
I
in
like
a
Ethan
set of
Page.
obstacles that Joey Janela set because Joey Janela got his soul.
Yeah, somehow won his
So
soul,
it's the
which
fight
I don't
to
know
win
that
his soul
story,
back.
but
He
yeah.
has to go
That's
through
fantastic.
like all these obstacles, which is amazing.
Yeah, I like
And I
that.
told you about the guy getting shocked at the end of the match, right?
Yeah.
Car battery. And
So
he
what
he
was
beat
this?
Matt Brittle.
What was
I
this
have
on?
no
Was it
idea.
on Fight?
It was
Oh.
like, it was like $10-15,
Okay.
and it was like
It was-
he did the spring break one before.
Yes, I remember the spring break though because
It was
he was on.
WrestleMania, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, and Alvarez was interviewing him, and I think he did something with the Observer, like meet and greets in at WrestleMania last year.
Okay, yeah.
But
so
that's
it's
where-
kind of the same thing.
That's
Yeah.
where we first saw. We saw Marco. He's gonna be at All
And
In.
over the
Hey.
Oh, the over the budget battle
He was like a
royal?
little person who was just.
I don't know if he's a
insane.
little person. He just happens to be
He's
tiny.
either that or really, really
Yeah.
short.
He's
Oh,
just
so let's talk
tiny.
about that. So, what do you think's who do you think's winning that battle royal? Who do you think's wrestling for the
I
Ring
think
of Honor
it's
title?
probably someone that hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah, I mean, Dave was trying to he was fantasy booking Neville,
Yeah.
and he fantasy booked Neville doing it and winning.
Hot.
I
And
wouldn't be
doing
surprised
and
if
doing
Neville's
and doing
there.
Neville and Ospreay because Ospreay's getting a title shot.
Yeah.
That
at
would
the
be so
next
good.
pay-per-view. And right now it's obviously Ospreay and Lethal, but he's like, well, that'd be great to have Ospreay and Neville,
Yeah.
for the title. Which I don't know. Part of me, the Ring of Honor title shot throws things off. When it was just a battle royal, I wanted Colt Cabana to win because he's
Yeah.
a Chicago guy,
Yeah.
and really I don't think Colt gets enough credit for being he started this indie wrestling DIY thing. Like years ago, the Bucks are getting all the credit now, but he
Well,
started
they-
this.
they perf-
He's the one that did all this.
But they perfected it. A
no,
little.
I'm not
Yeah,
taking anything
yeah.
away from them, but
It's kind of like it's kind of like
but
how
he opened the doors for them. Like he did the children's book first. Like he did all of he started the podcast. He did all this stuff before. Everybody else is just they're more popular now and they're making it a bigger deal. But I think Colt's really done this DIY thing big time, and I just think Andy's a Chicago guy.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be awesome to kind of show him that respect, let him win the battle royal. But then he's got to wrestle for the title and he's going to lose, and it's like
What if he won?
that would be badass.
He's not,
Give it
he's
to him
not
for
that bad of a wrestler, is he?
Colt, no, he's not at all.
I've seen him get in there and he's totally fun.
Oh, he's very good.
Yeah.
He was the go-to guy. So in the older Ring of Honor shows, which I used to follow all the time, when it was all just DVD sales, Colt was the go-to guy. Every single time they came to Chicago, Colt wrestled for the Ring of Honor World title. Never won it,
Yeah.
but he was the guy that sold the tickets in Chicago, and then Punk when Punk was there. But
I guess it's the wild card in this is how they book it and how weird are they gonna get, and how much is Ring of Honor stuff gonna let them do? Because you could see, like I was thinking yesterday, it is not insane that somehow Marty beats Okada. It's like almost like fan fiction. It's not.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it is either.
I honestly don't really want it to happen. Like,
I do.
Okada's had a few losses since the Omega match, and I don't want them to ruin. And this is more New Japan. Like I feel like, and all companies do this. When somebody has a really really long title run, once they lose the belt, then they do tons of jobs. And I hate that.
I feel like that was kind of tied up in the G1 because he went on that early
It
rough
was.
streak and then he got his crap together.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I just I think the story, in my opinion, I think the story is just going to be that because obviously on the show the story's been that Okada's the 205 has been hilarious, but he's calling him just junior heavyweight. I think the story is going to be that Marty's going to step up and Marty's going to hang with him, and Okada's going to win, but he's going to hang and then he's going to get Okada's respect.
I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah, and I think from a New
might
Japan,
be like Marty's coming out party.
Yes,
like
and I think from a New Japan standpoint, that's going to help him because then
Elevate
he can
him.
creep into those heavyweight
You saw
matches.
this last Being Elite where he had that promo.
Yes.
And then
Matt's like, who is he talking to?
Who's Marty talking to? But that was a good promo. Like, he's like, I'm not going to be laughing.
Yes.
I'm not going to be joking. I'm the villain.
Yeah, and that's what got me thinking about it too. But I like how it was all one camera shot and it gets back to that. What was Marty talking to?
That was a great promo. Sometimes I feel like Marty's promos can be a little forced.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
No, that was a great one. And,
I wonder how many they had to do. Because they always tease him too about how many times he has to do. Yeah.
Well, you always see him mess with him like when they're off camera and he's recording like Ring of Honor promo.
Yeah, wasn't it that episode or a different one where Nick's messing with him?
Yeah. I think it was a different one, but I remember seeing that.
I like that one.
But yeah, I think that's how I think that match is going to go. I think I don't know. I don't think I get the Ring of Honor title thing really confused me because I mostly am going to say that they're not going to switch the belt because I think Cody's got old school booking mentality, kind of like Dusty did, whereas if you're going to have a title change, you're only going to want one title change that's going to be important. So if the NWA title is going to change hands, you don't want to change the Ring of Honor title on the same show.
I don't think they're going to surprise.
I don't think you're going to do two belt switches, in my opinion.
So you think Lethal's coming out in his Macho Man stuff?
I kind of hope so.
I do too. I think that's what they're building.
I hope so.
Well, he's doing all this stuff with Laney Poffo too at StarCast. Like him and Laney are together. Like, I think he has to. Right?
They really hinted at this last one when he was in the bathroom.
They did.
Talking. That was great.
But the storyline is that he's fighting it though. That's the thing. That's like I know the suitcase. But the storyline is that he's fighting it. So I hope it isn't like he overcomes it and he's Jay Lethal for the match. Like, or it'd almost be cool if although I want to see
take it over,
but it would almost be cool if they kind of switched in the middle of the match.
I think he comes out as Macho Man and he becomes Jay Lethal in the match.
That's the best way to do it.
So you have the intro with the macho, like if you can do the music.
If he can do
that music isn't trademarked, right? That's like a classic.
Yeah, isn't it just it's like the graduation theme or whatever.
Yeah. So they could totally use that.
Yeah. But if he comes out like in the Macho Man gear, but with the Ring of Honor title and looking like Macho Man, that would be sweet.
That would be awesome. And
then maybe towards the end turns into Lethal and hits the lethal injection, wins,
and then
whatever.
He celebrates as Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
I think that's the best.
Yeah, and he kind of overcomes it, and
guys, we built the match for you here in the car.
Yeah,
I think they thought of all this.
Oh, I'm sure they did. Yeah. I'm sure they had all in book before us on this road trip.
What?
All right, so
We're still working on it.
I think that'll go that way. Obviously, I hope whoever wins the Battle Royals, it's obviously going to be somebody that's going to have an awesome match with Lethal and do something fun with him. I think Cody's winning the NWA title. I think he has to. I think it'd be kind of silly of him not to. I don't think it matters. I'm assuming the Bucks are going to win, but I don't think that match matters about wins and losses. It's just about putting on spectacle. And that'll be a great way to end the show with six-man.
What I'm really looking forward to is you've heard the Bucks have said, we kind of slow down now as we're getting older. Like they're going to go all out for this.
Oh, absolutely.
No, all in.
They're all in.
Yeah, they're all in.
I could see, the Page match. I don't really think is going to. It could go either way. I could see them giving a push to Joey Janela and have him win, or have Page win.
I think
there's
should
going
win.
to yes, but there's going to be. I'm sure, and because if I were booking a show myself and if I was still wrestling, they have to be self-conscious about the fact that they don't want to put all of themselves over. I'm sure that's going to be something going through their heads.
Joey Janela could win that.
You know, and I can see Joey Janela winning and that's why.
And it doesn't hurt either of them.
Yeah.
Marty will probably lose, but the Bucks, like I said, the Bucks could win.
I think Omega has to win.
Omega has to win mostly because he's the champ. Oh, which by the way, did you hear? Omega got number 1 in the PWI 500 this year. So
Okada get 2.
No, Okada got 3. AJ Styles got 2.
Wow.
Yeah, they're always very pro WWE and PWI. But anyways, it was cool. I was listening to Jim Ross's new podcast dropped this morning, and I saw the description. It said he was having one of the editors from PWI on, and they were going to do the announcement.
That'd be
But
interesting.
so I listened to it on the way down, and they had the guy on there. Then they called Omega and got Omega on the phone, and it was the 3 of them, and so that they could so that the guy from PWI could announce to Omega that he was number 1. It was really cool.
Was
That
Omega
is cool.
pumped?
Yeah, he was super pumped. Although it was like ridiculously early in Japan when they taped this the other day.
They were calling?
Oh yeah, he knew they were calling, but it was like you could tell how tired he is when they're. But he was super excited, and he's like, "So what was I last year?" He's like, "You remember? He was number 5 last year, but his first year, he was 422.
Oh, wow.
And he's gone from 422. Now he's number 1. But
You were on that list, weren't you?
yeah, 473, baby.
That was awesome.
2009.
Closing this one down. We'll do another one real soon.
Said they're not doing any in-store printing or anything like that. So.
Doing shit.
Part 2.
So if there's any like generic shirts like you wanted that are on this site, they won't have them. I think they're mostly going to have the Bullet Club New Japan stuff,
Yeah,
like
I'm not looking
all
for
the
anything
popular
specific.
stuff. Yeah.
No, I just want a shirt I don't have yet.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
kind
don't
of the
care.
only thing I plan is I want to get a hat at the Cubs game, and then there's gonna be so much wrestling crap. I know I'll find stuff I like.
Yeah, there's going to be so much wrestling stuff.
What?
What? Wrestling stuff? What? Oh, I saw some vendor, because somebody liked it on Twitter, but I want to find them. But she does like 3D printing of these little mini rings that you can put they're like display stands for your Funko Pop figures.
Oh.
So it's really cool, and she's making a bunch that are for like the New Japan Funko figures. Like there's a tag team for like the Young Bucks. It's like a wider one. You can put both figures in. It says Young Bucks, and it looks like a little mini wrestling ring. Like pretty cool. Like that's actually a neat idea.
It is cool.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm also excited to see how much drama comes out of this weekend with the old time wrestlers. Like I want to see if any of them get like drunk at the bar and like poison themselves. Like
Bitter.
yeah.
I hope I'm not at the
In
bar.
my day,
Yeah.
we drank after every match and before.
I'm gonna fight Kevin Nash in the bar.
Oh my
Let's go
god.
after that meat.
Yeah, go for that quad. Stab him in the quad with a fork.
Okay, that's great.
Let's all stab him.
How'd you guys get arrested? Yeah.
Go Trojans.
Yeah. Trojan say hi. Oh, stab him. Shank him. No, it's gonna be. I can't even imagine because all these wrestlers are staying at the hotel too.
It's gonna be nuts.
Like,
It's
that's the
gonna be
weirdest
crazy.
thing. You're gonna be going down the hall to get
As soon
ice.
as you walk out of your
get like an
room,
ice
yeah.
machine, and there's X-Pac and his dog or something, like just hanging out. It's gonna be so crazy.
It's insane they moved people to a different hotel.
Yeah,
It
like
is
you literally
smart.
you can't stay. Oh no, it
It
is
is
smart.
smart.
Could you imagine if you're in town to like go visit some friends? You're like,
You're
what?
going for a
the fuck
wedding?
is
Yeah.
going on
But I'm sure
here?
when they call the people who are scheduled, they're basically like,
Yeah.
you don't want to be here.
There's a wrestling convention. They're like, never mind, move me.
Yeah, no.
We'll stay at the
You
hotel.
don't want to be here.
No, I
Stay
don't.
at the sleep-in.
The sleeping. Oh man,
We're gonna put you
yeah.
in the Econo Lodge.
It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I want a picture with Conrad. Did you see when Mike tweeted him and he responded?
Yeah, he's like, I'll be around.
He's like, I'll be around, no fees, nothing. If you catch
Oh
me,
my
just
gosh, that's so
I'll take a picture
awesome.
with you. So yeah,
That's
because
cool.
Mike asked him about getting a picture with him, and that's what he said.
Yeah, he seems like, I don't know when he works.
Yeah.
There's so much
Well,
He
credit.
does so
owns that
much.
mortgage company now.
He has
so
people who work for him doing it.
yes, he's got lenders, so I'm sure he's not doing as much.
It's like when you see like Jeffrey Feige.
I don't know. He talks about like how he's like, I work 7 days a week.
well, yeah. I mean, he's running
Yeah.
the business, but I can't imagine that he's actually
I don't
like,
think he's
doing loans
closing out,
anymore. Yeah.
but like it's his team.
I want to have him like look at our mortgage and see if what we should do to refinance. You know, if I run into him.
Ask him there.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love them.
I was a little back to the early.
Everybody's all excited talking about wrestling. You go, okay, so
Hey,
all right, how
hey,
about
we're
refinance?
I brought all
Here's
my
my
papers.
yeah. He
We're
just
in
sent him
a
a
fixed
stack of
30
papers.
year. We're
Yeah.
15 years into a fixed 30-year
This
mortgage.
is my interest rate. What can you give me?
I was 9 months pregnant at the time when I signed all this. I'm sure I got screwed.
Yeah. You just hand them a stack of
Yeah,
papers.
here's
all
our
your
paperwork.
documents.
Their early episodes, it was cool to hear them talk about their fantasy league. And they had a custom belt maker make a belt.
Yes,
and
yeah,
that's
the same guy that made my belt. The belt's
Is
by
it?
Dan.
That guy,
or whatever.
yeah, he was on.
And
they had him on.
he made Pritchard's belt and Conrad's belt
And
because they both
Pritchard
have
was like,
belts
this
now.
belt is incredible quality.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. So was mine. Yeah, the dude's awesome.
Yeah, that would be such a cool. Like you had it for a year. That belt.
Heck yeah, that
It'd
would
be
be
expensive,
cool.
but
Yeah. There's so many places now, like even those trophy places online that have like generic like fantasy football championship belts. That's become like a thing now.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's just kind of neat. It'd only be cool if like the side plates had like where you could put the different names on it, so you could have
Yeah,
everybody's
you'd have to
names.
really go all out for
well, I think even
that
if
stuff,
we were to
too.
ever do something like that, I think we'd still have to keep the trophy with the engraving and like the person
And
with
do
the
the
belt for
belt.
the year.
Yeah, but well, the
you
part of the
can't get-
okay.
I like the history on the trophy.
Yes.
Well,
Unless you can put the history
for
on the
one
belt,
thing,
though, that's cool.
for one thing of our fantasy football, it was made by Slurm, so obviously we're gonna keep it forever.
Yeah.
For the major trophy.
It's
But
actually
then-
an awesome trophy.
It is an awesome trophy. But then the other thing with the wrestling belt, there's only like 3 wrestling fans in the league.
Yeah, I know.
Most
Yeah,
people
yeah,
aren't
yeah.
gonna want the belt or care about that. They're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "This is stupid."
Well,
so
like Zach and his friends would dig it. Slurms would dig it. It'd be, like
yeah, I guess it
Steve,
just
Julie, Brooke.
it's an expensive one that not
Yeah.
everyone would get. I
no,
guess.
it'd be at least $1,000, so it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, if you're gonna do a real belt, but I'm talking like
Like
there's
the
the cheap
trophy we
ones
had
at the
made.
trophy shop
Yeah.
stuff. But the trophy, for football,
That
I
was like
the trophy.
$125 just to get that
Yeah.
put on there, and that was fine. Like it's like easy to do and not that.
No, I love
crazy,
that
but
trophy, which I want to win. I'm gonna win. it
Someday
this year,
maybe
by
you'll
the way.
win it.
No, this
Like,
year.
I mean, it just lives in my house.
Yeah, no, I have Aaron
Lives
Rodgers.
there.
So
One of my
I'm gonna win
guys
this
already
year.
out for the season.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was like my last wide receiver.
Oh my god! I didn't know that happened yet.
Yeah.
Are you
The season hasn't even
serious?
started.
He was like my last pick.
Who?
Yeah, Marquise Lee.
Oh, that's hilarious. Hilarious.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It is pretty funny. The season hasn't even started yet, and you've already lost players.
How will that affect my chances?
Oh my gosh.
You're doing great.
I can't wait for Mike to make 1,000. Guys, we lost Shannon. She's gone. We lost her. This is coming from the 2-time champ over here. So, this is what she thinks of your chances.
You got it, Abe! You have the best draft grade!
Not anymore. All right.
Oh, this is great.
Hurts so bad!
This is the greatest thing ever. Whatever's happening right now is amazing.
I'm sorry! Oh, that is so awesome!
You were recording that, were you?
Yeah!
Yeah.
He's not really out there.
He's not, no.
Oh,
Yeah, just make that up.
oh, that's...
I saw the article. I'm like, oh, that name sounds familiar.
Oh, yeah. Because he's on my
Damn it!
I'm gonna laugh when I can't wait for the season to start so that Mike can start doing a ton of trades every week and
Yeah.
overanalyzing it.
He
Getting
does.
real mad,
Yeah.
getting upset
Please.
about it.
Because I didn't take a kicker or another defense because I can get him. I want to get depth, and then like one of my picks is gone.
Wait, you didn't take any kicker?
No,
Oh, I thought you took one.
I took a kicker.
I think I took one kicker. I
Okay.
took one kicker and one defense.
Well, that's all I did. One kicker, one defense. But because it didn't matter last year.
No,
like,
and Zach was
No.
like, you want to get
I
depth.
traded my kicker like so many times.
But listen though,
You
Zach,
can always
I
look
mean,
for a good matchup and grab that kicker.
And my defense too, I switched around so many times too.
listen,
didn't
we
I?
all did better than Zach last year anyway. So Zach
I
can
know.
talk like
Yeah,
he,
Zach.
he knows what's going on. But
Zach knows a lot about football, but I'm not sure.
But him and his buddies
Uh,
trying to get
two
cute
yeah,
with
like
their
when
picks.
when he picked, like when Zach picked somebody that was like way down the list because he was trying to get all cute with it. I was like, okay, dude.
Yeah, because he thinks they're gonna have a breakout, which he might be right.
You might be right.
Odds are no.
Now watch, he'll win it, and we'll all be like, oh.
But you know what? A lot of
Good
that
for
stuff
him.
I've noticed is already factored into those lists from Yahoo. Like, if they have somebody ranked high, like I was Googling some people as we were doing the draft, and I'm like, well, this person didn't really have good stats, but they're projected to have a breakout year, so that's why they're already ranked high.
Yeah.
So if you're picking low, thinking you're gonna, I mean, it's really just taking a huge gamble.
It's basically you thinking you know more than the people who put together the list.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right, but the people make those lists, I don't know, for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
That's why I provide like 2 or 3, and I love too like the people who overthink it. Like my lists are never good enough. Like let's see, it's ESPN, Fantasy Pros, and Yahoo. But you go ahead and use your list.
Yeah.
Remember the 1 year Slurm's list was like from 2000. It's like 2 years before.
Yeah.
It was awesome. he did not do well there.
No, I can imagine. Yeah.
All right.
It's funny.
So this has been mostly about fantasy football. This
Yeah,
segment,
we're in a fantasy
sorry,
football league
all together. So yeah.
I'm in a fantasy wrestling league.
Yeah,
Oh, they
I had Brock
They're-
Lesnar, and
How are you gonna do with that?
oh, it's not good.
You dropped it, right?
I did. I got Apollo Cruz instead, so
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
do just as good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the same.
He's
The
probably
same.
gonna win the Universal title and go on a big run.
Totally,
100%.
totally.
Should be good. for him.
They're always pulling people up from 205 Live for matches.
Apollo's not on tour.
205, he's not.
No,
Why
he's
is he
on Raw.
wrestling more than?
It's a Raw guy.
He never. Oh,
worldwide.
that's right. He's Titus worldwide.
Yeah.
He
You
never
know what?
wrestles.
Crunching the numbers, the statistician.
Yeah, but he never wrestles.
He's gonna break out now. He's gonna
Well, they're
break
teasing
out.
that.
No, I know.
Oh.
That was actually why I picked him. When I figured out, I was like, I got to pick a jabroni since I'm dropping Lesnar, and I was like, well, I'll take Apollo because the rumor is.
Yeah,
he's
and I
gonna
like
get
how
a
they
push.
acknowledge Dana Brooke hasn't wrestled in 9 months. Like the singles match.
And then she lost.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
what was the point of that?
Yeah.
It was to tease the rift
The
in
breakup.
Titus Worldwide.
Okay, so maybe Apollo will
He
be
ran
good
the
on it.
numbers.
Yeah, it really helped me a lot last night too that AJ did a promo and didn't have a match. So
He
that was
doesn't
cool.
wrestle a lot. That's what I
Oh,
was
do you get
worried
points?
about.
Do you get points for promos?
No,
Oh, that doesn't.
no, that's
Becky-
always sarcasm.
I was nervous that Becky was going to attack Charlotte before the match was over because then Charlotte would take the loss, but she made
Yeah,
Carmella
but
tap out.
you know, no, you're right about AJ, and that's what's tricky with the main eventers. But I mean, you make up for it on those pay-per-view months
Yeah.
where
He's defending
if he
it.
successfully defends the title, then you get
No, totally.
all
He's
those
one,
points
like,
back,
you
you
can't let him go by.
no. But the
It's
way
just
that
you-
we have these shorter weeks now has me nervous. Like I have the lowest points of anybody this week so far. But I did see the spoilers for NXT, and Roderick wrestles and wins
Okay.
tonight, so at least I'll get that win
Yeah.
for me because I got Roddy. But it's non-title, so I don't get the title defense, you know.
So they're only 1 week matches, right?
Yeah, right? Which is weird.
So I'm up right now. Carmella won.
sucked. I suck.
I mean, Charlotte won. So I guess I only have to worry about. I don't know who I'm wrestling.
But I'm wrestling Kurt Ziggler or whatever his name is.
Ziggler.
He's and he's got crappy points too. But
That first
so
week
look,
was
he's got
garbage for
32
me.
points and I have 12 points, and we are by far the lowest of the entire week.
I'm
So
what am I up? I guess I can look it if you're driving.
oh
Yeah.
you got 86 points. Oh, you're beating Joey. He's only got 17 points. How the hell did you get 86 points?
Because Charlotte defended.
Charlotte.
Oh,
Successfully.
defended. Oh, that was a title match?
That was a title.
Yeah,
I think
and
it was.
Had, a couple of my other people wrestled one.
Oh.
But I think first week I had these.
You have to have your people
I had
wrestle.
the second most.
Oh, is that
yeah,
it?
it's,
Damn it.
it's a hidden
Guys, I really
strategy.
I don't know how this works.
That first week sucked for me though, because I had the second most points in the entire league, but I lost because the guy.
That does suck.
Guy had New Day and Roman, I think.
Oh, they all won?
Yeah, they
that
all won
sucks.
titles.
Titles, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even though I had, Charlotte, like I had Charlotte win a title and someone else.
Yeah.
Like it was wasted.
No, I got mad. I gave Zach shit because he was giving me shit about Brock. I was like, listen, by the time I got to Brock, it was either pick a jabroni or pick Brock, but I actually ended up getting a bunch of points out of Brock for that match with Roman.
Oh, he's getting over.
Whoa,
he's
brother.
just getting over anyway.
No, he's not gonna. That's fine. I'm coming this way, but you can get over. Whatever you want to do.
They did not see you.
No.
Yeah, no.
Just trying not to get his license plate in there now.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get it.
Oh, he's from Canada.
Well, maybe they have different rules
They drive
there.
on the other side of the road.
Oh, they do drive on the other side of the road. Yeah.
No, they don't.
Oh, that's why.
You know why? It's the kilometers.
That's why you have problems when
It's
you
the
go
kilometers to miles thing is just throwing them off completely. But that's why I will not do the fantasy wrestling is because it is. There have been times where Jason's watching like SmackDown and like I will get frustrated with WWE for different reasons, but he will be pissed when someone he
I'm
likes.
not really upset.
There's been times where you're like, when it's your people and there's like a great storytelling element.
What do you
where,
mean, you people? No,
It's a great storytelling element where like
yeah.
Perhaps the people don't actually wrestle and they get beat up
They get
before.
attacked on the way to the ring.
I know. I've done the same thing.
And a whole match goes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, let's not go to work today. Getting a paycheck. No match for you though."
I don't let it like
He does.
ruin my.
Oh, yeah,
watching.
he does.
Remember how you
Don't
have
let it
that?
ruin my night.
You remember you
take
guys
it
have
that
that
seriously.
job? Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'm joking.
It is. It's
No,
a.
he doesn't. Listen, when I
It's
watch shows,
joke.
you don't even
It's
know who your team
hilarious.
is half the time.
Yeah, I forget who I don't know who I'm wrestling against.
No, remember when we watched the pay-per-view? You didn't even realize that you had Charlotte
No,
until after.
no.
And
That's
you're like, oh, I got
awesome.
Charlotte.
That's
good point.
awesome.
That's cool. I
So-
was more just bummed that Becky didn't win.
Yeah.
And that's how I was when I had Roman last year. I still didn't.
You were
cheer for
so
Roman.
unhappy, and you had Roman
That's
in
why
your
I didn't.
fantasy.
I had the number one pick.
I'm just
I didn't
hoping
take
this
him.
Kurt Ziggler. I'm hoping he's got nobody good on NXT, and this Roddy win might just put me over the edge.
Yeah, that's what I'm
God.
thinking. If I have 88 points and Joey has 17, there's no way you could.
What's
come back
impossible?
tonight.
No, there's no title matches tonight.
Okay.
The main events, Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly, non-title against Pete Dunne.
That's good because
and Ricochet.
after last week when I had all those points and I lost, I really didn't want to go 0-2.
No. Like, I've noticed, though, like, I mean, Joey's got 17 points, I have 12 points. These shorter weeks are really, like, you could have a real crummy week like Joey and I are having right now and get, like, no points. And it's a lot of times, when we did it before with the 2 weeks, like, you could make up all your points the following week and still end up winning.
Yeah.
And now it's like, man, one bad week and...
I'm sure he'll reevaluate kind of what we do next.
I don't remember, why did he do that again? Was he trying to time it a
I
certain
think he was
way?
trying to get one started for WrestleMania season.
Oh, that's right.
But I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That makes sense.
Because this would have dragged into past the Rumble if we
Yeah.
would have done it the other way.
And I think last time we did it right, it started with the Rumble.
Yes, we did it like that Thursday before the
because
Rumble.
we were watching the Rumble,
Yeah,
finding our picks.
I had Nakamura.
Yeah.
I won, but I picked Ronda,
You
hoping
picked
she was going
Ronda.
to win the Rumble. But
She didn't wrestle for like 6 months, right?
Not until WrestleMania.
I did get her win. I got her win at Mania.
Yeah.
I got some points out of her.
Yeah.
She was my flex. She was my flex though.
Someone with more.
No, I didn't. I kept her. Because as time went on, she was my flex, and there was nobody. I knew that I was guaranteed the Mania win,
Yeah.
and I was like, so, I just went with her. I had a stacked team last year, and it didn't seem. I had Daniel Bryan, I had Nakamura, I had Ronda, I had Roderick Strong. I had a lot of good people last year. Didn't really seem to help me though.
Yeah.
Oh, I had Shayna Baszler.
Oh, how'd you go? How'd you do last year?
Well, I was 8th out of 10.
8th out of 10. Jason, what'd you get?
It was 10 out of
What?
10.
What do they call your award?
10.
Wait.
Dillingers.
What do they call your award?
The Ellsworth Award?
You got the Ellsworth?
Yeah, Ellsworth was a solid talent. I don't know.
I love Ellsworth.
I mean, I don't get it. It's supposed to be a dick.
I follow him on Instagram.
Solid.
He's
I
awesome.
don't think so.
No,
He's
I
like
think
a
it's-
sweet
I think
man.
it's a compliment.
Everyone was
Yeah.
super pumped for me.
That they weren't you.
He was super pumped for me. Oh, it's awesome.
God. All right, I think that concludes our fantasy segment of the
Let's
trip.
do drugs.
Let's do drugs
let's
now.
see what we got.
Who's got the coke?
It is 10:35. We'll come back with part 3, probably, maybe.
Tag titles.
Supposed to win the title.
Yeah, it was title for title. U.S. title versus world
Yeah,
title.
so Booker was the last WCW champion.
Yeah, they put baby faces over in all the matches, which is cool. Like, it was, yeah, Shane Helms won the cruiserweight title that night, and yeah. I really like that show. Yeah, and that was like, if you remember, like, I don't know if you were watching, but Sting hadn't been on TV in like 8 months or something like that. So like he came back.
Hey, look, that was a good match.
It was, yeah. And Flair had been on, but hadn't wrestled in a long time, and she wore the T-shirt. But still, they had a fun match. They had a good match, and you know, Booker and Steiner was like interesting because everybody's like, is Steiner going to do the job, or was he?
Yeah.
And he did. He was just totally professional, just lost clean in the middle, you know. But yeah, it was a good show. That was when Mysterio still wasn't wearing his mask in WCW.
Yeah.
Him and Kidman won the tag titles, the cruiserweight tag titles. Yeah, I did. Did you see that the last being the elite? Like that was a weird promo.
You know what? I was half paying attention and it seemed weird. And I had heard Meltzer say like, it's weird because they're not really. He can't build anything else because he's going to be in WWE again.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm actually surprised he's still able to wrestle at this.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like he's signed, but it doesn't start until.
Well, yeah, usually that's
made a deal.
a lot more common nowadays of like finish up your dates. Kind of
I know they let Matt Hardy wrestle a couple more times. But
well, listen,
I just thought with this show they might try
Mysterio's
to
calling shots though. It's not like he knows that they're not going to not sign him if he does All In. But if he says he's doing All In, they're going to have him do All In. Like,
right, and
he's a big enough star that he's calling his shots.
And it's, you know, if I was him, then it seemed like I want to be part of history.
Oh yeah.
That's why I think like Neville would show up for bare minimum, just
Probably.
to declare that he's out there.
Yes, it would jumpstart his indie bookings again and everything.
Like I really, if I had to bet, I think he's going to show up. I wouldn't bet money on it.
Well,
if I had to
Wait,
you
what?
would though.
You don't have a lot of money you're adding on this?
No, I'm not confident to make it.
Oh my god, then it's a sure thing.
That he will be there?
Yeah, because you're not going to bet money on it. You always bet money on things that never happen.
Yeah, you always make very bad bets.
You are the worst bettor ever.
Like, there'll be a match.
Gambler?
And, like, yes, I
have a lot of money
that
right now.
Shawn
Graffiti that
Michaels.
U-Haul.
I saw
Shawn
that.
Are you
Michaels
serious?
and Triple H come out and reform DX, and they just.
When I'll bet like someone to win who's not even in the match.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he'll get inserted.
Yeah, he'll get
Jake
added.
the
though.
Snake Roberts
Yeah,
will
he's
come
gonna come
out.
out of retirement.
Yeah.
Get a DDT.
Honey, he's retired. What?
I'm super stoked though. You said that Janela and Hangman's on a street fight now. That's gonna be sweet. Because you almost need to have that kind of hardcore match at a show.
And those two seem like the ones that you would do.
They could pull it off, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love how
They-
Hangman's getting a lot. Like it seems like he's getting a lot.
I hope he
of
doesn't
traction
kill
right
himself though at this. I mean, my God.
Or Joey Janela because he's crazy.
He's crazy too. Yeah. No, it's gonna be a crazy
now. I
match.
was blown away by how good of a wrestler Penelope is. I want to watch that match again.
She's
with
so
her.
good.
Actually, no, I've never seen her work.
She was so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
cool.
impressive.
This is also one of my favorite belts.
She did an awesome stunner. Like she had a good her in Toronto. Like she was.
And who she worked again?
I don't know. Like this is the first match I've ever seen. Like I'm trying to get myself familiar with Joey Janela and her, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Riddle was on that one too. We wanted to see.
That was his last
And-
match.
Did you
before
watch
WWE.
that little mini documentary they put on YouTube? I think WWN put it out there. It's like a little 10-minute thing of kind of like the farewell to Matt Riddle.
No, I want to watch it.
Oh, it's really cool. He got all emotional at the end and talking about his family and like just really cool stuff.
He lost that match. It was the main event of Lost in New York. He lost against that. He was like Pierre somebody. He was like a monster.
Oh,
That
Pierre
was-
Carl Olev,
Yeah, that's who
PCO.
got shocked by the car battery.
Oh.
But even
Yeah.
though like Matt Riddle lost, like it ended with his music playing and him thanking the they knew it was his last.
Yeah.
And the
That's
announcer's
cool.
like, he might be going somewhere. We don't know.
Yeah.
Because I think it was the
Really?
night before Takeover
Oh, wow.
where he was on.
Just that Friday?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it was.
And they were in New York anyway.
Was it you that was showing me the sandals that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so with the fanny packs on them.
Oh yeah.
That Riddle wore.
And he goes around, he gives a fist bump to everybody. Like,
Yeah,
that's his
well,
thing.
you gotta
Everybody.
watch that little mini documentary, the 10-minute thing. It's so good. Shows all of that. Shows how he interacts with his fans. He considers a lot of them friends and not fans.
Right, I
and,
saw him like
Bros.
reaching over
Bros,
people to make sure
yeah.
everyone got like a fist bump.
But he got all emotional at the end, talking about how he's like, it's like he's been fighting all those years in UFC, and then now doing this. He's like, I know that my body there's only so much time I have to do this, and the clock's ticking. He's like, my body's just gonna get, so I got to do this. I'm gonna do it now. And he starts crying at the end. He's like, I don't talk a lot about my personal life because I don't need to, and I'm here to entertain. He's like, I got 3 kids and a wife, and my wife's type 1 diabetic, and I'm doing this all for them. Like, it's really cool.
He seems like a really good guy.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Very likable.
Yeah.
He also looks like he's 21.
And
He
he
does.
looks like a pure
Yeah.
stoner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he is,
absolutely.
it seems like.
Yes. Yeah, he's the only guy. Somebody was like announcing him on a show, and it was in the beginning of this little doc. I was like the only person to ever be fired from UFC with a winning record.
Because he just would not stop
He's not
smoking weed. He's a
yeah.
big advocate, too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Makes
he
you
did.
wonder-
He had won like 3 fights in a row, and then they got rid of him because of the pot.
It's
Because of
hilarious.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
not performance enhancing. Like,
Yeah.
No, because you smoke pot. Like, come on, dude.
Better for you than drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, I saw him on Instagram. I think it was last night, and he just posted, "I'm in my new bathroom in my new pants." Like,
My new
With
pants.
his new money.
yeah.
New money, that NXT money.
Like, I would
Yeah.
assume he's not going to spend a lot of time in classes, right?
I don't
Like,
know.
Maybe just
Like, I
for
know
promo
Kevin Owens
stuff.
said I didn't have to go to any of that. I doubt Samoa Joe did. Like, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I doubt Adam Cole does.
Oh, Cole was. Roderick Strong was. I think Roderick Strong still might be doing
Really?
classes. Like, you'd be surprised at
Seems
how
silly to
it
me.
does.
But they
seem
want
silly.
to teach you their way,
Yeah, I know.
right?
Yeah.
Like the WWE way.
Yeah,
Because Balor had to like learn how to like wear. I mean, it sounds silly, but he had to learn like how they want you to enter the ring and where their cameras are. And
Well, there's
all that
benefits
stuff.
to it, but the length of time, like, you don't need to be there for months.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
something. But I do
Like, I
assume
did
that
not see
he'll.
Joe sitting in any of those classes.
No, but I assume that Riddle will be there for a period of time.
Yeah.
Even if it's just to get acclimated with, like, here's how our cameras are set up, here's the hard cameras,
Yeah,
here's this,
sure.
here's that. But,
Hope they keep his theme music. That was good.
yeah.
okay.
I hope they just let him talk, though. Let him just do his bro.
Well, they're
promos
calling
and
him the
stuff.
King of Bros, like still like in NXT. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that they'll stick with that.
Well, NXT's its own. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking more about main roster
yeah, Vince will
future.
tweak
Like,
it.
Yeah.
you know,
He's the
like-
super master of bro.
The
Like,
super
well, you know,
bro.
remember how they
Yeah, I
tried
don't
to
know.
change Ricochet for a minute? Like, he was Ricochet, then he was Ricochet, whatever his real name is.
King
Now-
Rick, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
King Ricochet he was doing before,
Yeah,
but no,
yeah.
he was Ricochet, and then Ricochet was the nickname, and then it was his real name.
Yeah.
Remember they did that for like 2 weeks
Yeah.
or something, and then they got rid of it. Now he's just Ricochet again.
Or like when the Iconics.
They even
went out,
tried to change
the
him.
Iconics. And
Yeah,
they wanted to remember when they were calling Finn the Demon King?
yeah.
So dumb. Like he's just the
But,
demon.
but I'm really like it's. Not, I'm talking more like how you have a gimmick that's established when you bring somebody in. Let them
Yeah.
keep it. Don't have to change everything.
But they want to be able to copyright it for themselves so that you can't take it with you.
Yeah, but sometimes they change it just because they want to change it, and they don't think that you were a big star. You know, sometimes it's just them being dicks. That's really what it is. You know. But hopefully, yeah, you can just be the king of bros. Matt Riddle, let him do his thing. You know. Yeah, I like him a lot. Where are we? Are we even going in the right direction?
You're the one
Looks like we're in the
driving.
hills of like Tennessee or
Yeah,
something.
you've got your GPS on, so.
Yeah, I haven't
I'm
pointed to
hoping,
Nashville. Is that a
say-
problem?
Oh wait.
So an hour 40. We'll be there before. The game's at 2, right?
Well, it's 1:20 Chicago time,
Okay.
so we're gonna gain an hour here
Yeah,
in a
so
little while.
we should be good though.
Yeah, we should be there before 1.
Because then
1
technically
their
it's
time.
almost 11.
Because we're going to the Cubs game first.
Yeah.
So we're actually headed to Wrigley Field.
Wrigley!
Go Bears!
Go baseball!
Yes, baseball.
Go local baseball club!
All right.
Rick Vaughn.
Hey!
Go bat ball. Bat ball.
Reggie Hall.
Give him the heater.
Give him the
I
heater.
love that movie so much.
But he was mad. He no-sold it. He still just walked out to the ring like normal and just no-sold the music.
Well, that's one thing we noticed in the Joey Janela is like there were some really good cheesy theme songs.
Oh, yeah.
That
So
made
good.
it.
Oh yeah,
fun.
those are amazing.
Yeah. Theme songs are the old cheesy music. Like I always came out to Rock and Roll Fantasy by Bad Company.
Yeah.
I wanted something old, like an old like rock song or something instead of everybody always had some like new heavy metal or like a rap song or something.
When I was
that-
younger, I always wanted Thunderstruck. That would
Yeah.
awesome. Like the pyro could hit.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, I love that stuff. The gimmick, the more of a gimmick, the better. Gimmicky or gimmick, is that a word?
Electric Avenue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Holiday Road.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Where my
Oh.
paddles with the feet so I can get a good static charge.
That's a good static charge.
For Electric
Tuning up the
Avenue.
band.
Yeah.
Charging up.
He's charging up.
They'd roll out an actual red carpet for you just so you could scoot the whole way out.
Yes. He's
The shocker.
charging.
Yeah.
He's charging up.
I love it.
I love it. He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. That's awesome.
We're in Indiana, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry.
Gary, Indiana.
Are we in Gary,
Yeah,
Indiana?
we just passed Gary.
Oh man,
Can you smell
Gross.
it?
I've heard some
Can you
things.
smell the wet trash?
I've heard some things.
Someone with the courage to take a shot
at
at
it.
Gary, Indiana.
Is that just like?
Wait a minute, is the speed limit really 55?
Yeah, it is.
Weird. I'm not doing that.
Is the speed limit really 55? They
We're
rib
on
it.
the
It's a rib.
freeway. It's a rib.
rib.
Oh, it's a rib. Oh, the cop. It's a rib, right?
Oh, it's a
just
rib, right?
funny
I
rib.
thought it was a rib. Who
You
goes
were gonna be
55?
Butcher.
It was 55 on the freeway.
Oh my god. Part. How much time do we have?
47 minutes.
To our destination?
Wrigley Field. Go baseball.
I'm gonna cheer baseball.
Yay, baseball! It's 105 right now. We are listening to a lot of something to wrestle with.
Holiday Road.
Dream.
Yeah. Oh,
Happy Arrow.
what? How much money you need?
I don't know.
Oh man.
We just paid.
No, you gotta pay again. I think.
What?
They charge for all the road. Like, I don't. We don't usually have to pay
Just
for our
use a little
roads,
bit
but
of
we
it.
gotta pay
Pay
for
for a
our
road.
every time. Like, I think taxes would just
You
take
guys
care
dare
of
me
it.
to hit that cop car?
No, no, absolutely not.
Just nudge him. I don't mean like slam
I
into him.
don't think he's gonna like it.
You think it's a neutral? Do you think if I put the car behind his, I can just push it down the road?
You would think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think so.
He's not gonna have
They
a
seem
problem
like they
with
have good sense of humor.
Yeah, let me flip this. Get up here. All right.
Just
I got
hand him a
this.
couple coins.
I think it's a good.
These are stuck together. Does that count as? What does that count? Oh, they're damp.
gross.
They're damp.
Those are from your hand.
Sweaty money.
Oh.
Aaron handed us like moist coins earlier.
Sweaty money.
They're probably yours.
They were in my swamp ass.
Oh God! I just
Want some
touched
gummy
it.
It's my road trap. My road trip. My road trap.
They've
Road
been
trip
in my
swamp ass.
pocket all day.
I'm disgusting. I didn't do it.
They've been in my prison wallet for a bit.
That's fitting since we're going to Chicago.
I can hear you rummaging around in there. You're rummaging around in there.
Oh goodness. Goodness gracious.
How long does this take? The guy up here clearly has no
Is he
money.
paying him with my check?
I don't think they.
We
take
have
shit.
not
Gas station had a
moved.
sign that said we don't accept checks. Like, who
Well,
the hell?
yeah, because it's 2018. That's how they should. finish that
Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
At a gas station with a check anyway.
Fucking assholes. That's it.
When I was 18, like, I had a check, like, that was kind of when checking was ending. Like, I would
Yes.
pay, but I'd never paid at a gas station.
I haven't owned a checkbook in years.
still have one
Probably
for a couple
10
bills.
years.
It's funny when I first got my checking account. It was maybe like 16 or
Maybe
17.
15.
And they gave me checks, but I didn't have a check card. Like I didn't have, and that's
Yeah,
like
I
you know
didn't
they
either.
didn't even call them debit cards. They were check cards.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
Check card. I didn't even have one for until maybe a year or two later. And then I was like, why the hell would you write a check? And that was at the time when like people were still doing like
At the
both. I'm like,
grocery
why would
stores,
you?
yeah.
Like if you have a check card, like a debit card, obviously, like why would you use a check? It makes no sense.
I dropped that.
I used to hate it when I first started working retail, and that was like 07. I was still people coming all the time and pay checks. It was-
I
it
still
was
every
weird.
once in a while see it at the grocery store.
A lady the other day wrote a check.
Usually like the crypt
It's a
keeper or some
yeah. It
old
was a super elderly lady.
super elderly.
Super elderly. It
Super
wasn't
elderly, guys.
like not like regular elderly,
ultra
like
elderly.
She
so
was.
they just closed that lane, but there's people in there still.
Oh, that sucks,
That
man.
sucks.
That sucks.
Losers! Bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
Well, apparently ours is closing too because we still haven't moved.
Guys, it's not hard.
You give them money.
You give them money and then they let you go.
We do have the check line, I think. Is there one for coins
not a
only?
check.
Oh, they went open again. They went
Okay.
open again. This is.
I can play that if you want.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Actually, you know, at this point, I do want to hear it.
Yeah, it's in our heads anyway. Might as well
Once we
hear
get
it.
through this, we'll be on Holiday Road.
Yeah, we
Alright,
gotta
sounds
wait. We can't you can't jam Holiday Road
come
when
on,
you're
dude.
stuck.
Guys, your first road trip,
Come on,
idiot?
Afer.
That's what we call you when you're not around.
No, that's
Afer.
rude.
No, I call him Afer too. It's not a dig.
Okay, don't talk like I'm not in the car. I
What
call
do
him
you
A
guys
for two.
really think of
I
Afer?
say it to his face. Yeah, I'm with you,
Oh
bro.
yeah, somebody's
I'm
are
with you.
beeping.
It's probably that girl from Ann Arbor.
She's in a truck.
Found
She's
her.
in a semi.
She's on a
She hijacked the semi.
mad
This is going.
cannonball run across
This
the
is
country.
this is the sequel to that shitty movie. She comes back in a semi truck.
What do you mean crappy movie? What movie?
No, I was just saying if there was a movie made of the first.
They're talking about Cannonball
The
Run.
woman
Okay,
with the
no.
horn. I think that's on my Instagram. I'll have to pull it off. Put it in the mix. Oh,
No, guys, for real.
but she was
Give
crazy.
it open go. Give it open. That's
Like-
how fast it should work.
I think we did move a little, didn't we? A little.
One car.
All right.
This guy's got to pay for check again. These lines are moving way faster than ours. at
Let's
this
see what's
point.
going on here. So we've got the truck over there beeping because that helps the
Yeah.
No,
situation.
it doesn't.
It does. It makes the guy in front of you go faster.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Guy who doesn't get.
Well, it obviously does because he's a professional, so he would know.
It's probably that.
Like, I mean, this is my second toll road booth in probably
Toll road booth.
20
That's
years. I don't
Isn't
know.
it?
Yeah, it's a toll road booth.
Toll road booth.
What are you looking at? Don't look at me. Are you staring me down?
No.
Let's get
That
a
lady?
fight here.
Oh, jeez. That's why she's looking. The camera's in my face. Come on! Let's go! Gosh. Hey! Come on, no checks! Cash or credit?
We're not.
Do you
moving.
accept song?
I'm gonna start throwing nickels
Do you
up there.
accept go-to?
We're not gonna make it.
Ever? Like, ever?
We're not gonna make it. Guys, we're only 24 miles away. I wanna be there!
Oh my gosh.
Sully's all-in tickets.
Yeah.
Did anyone bring those?
I did not.
Sucks a
I
dick.
did not.
For real, I'm about to get out and go see if they need help. Because I'll help them.
Clearly,
Yeah.
you need help.
I want to look. I want to see how bad they're
Like,
fucking
what the
staying.
hell is going on? What kind of circus you running?
A bad one. One
Oh,
that.
there's no person. It looks like, okay, that's why. People
What?
are left to their own devices to have to pay cash or card, and they don't understand
Yeah,
it.
people cannot figure this out.
Oh
No,
man. People have
that's
to.
what's going on. Okay, it's open. That guy did good. You get it a gold star.
Here. We're ready to go. There's $1. If it's more than
Think
$1,
it's more than $1, though?
then I'll get another $1 ready to hand to you. Okay, we're gonna be.
Oh, super kick party!
We'll throw money.
We're gonna be the fastest mother effers in this line.
I'm just gonna open the window and throw coins at
Oh,
it.
that would be great if they had like a funnel and.
Those are good. Is this their new theme?
No, I haven't heard that one yet. I know they debuted it.
Yeah,
This
they
is
did.
the old one I had.
I like the old one better.
Yeah, I like the old one.
My ring. Have
They
you
still
heard the new
added
one?
the super kick. Yeah, I did.
It's not good.
It's okay. They still have the super kick party part in there, but
The
I mean,
Papa
they
Buckeyes
weren't really
still made
like
it.
famous for. I don't know.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily famous for their theme, so
No.
it's not a big
Yeah.
deal. But I kind of
It
like.
was fun.
Yeah, I like the one they had.
Their dad probably does all of them though, right?
Yeah.
I would assume.
Papa
So
Book.
it's not bad.
Yeah, those cards are
This
fighting
isn't the
people.
new
Yeah, this is the old one. Party. Press the buttons.
Oh my God, guy!
Put the money in. Go. Look, this person's backing up. They're like, I'm done with this shit.
Are they?
They're just going.
Oh man.
They're going. Or they just opened this one up. They may have just opened this one up.
They did. They just opened the one next to us. It's been closed this whole time. Up. And these guys get to go.
Well, that guy's old as fuck. He's not going to be able to figure it out. So,
Well, that's the Amish country line. See, that's the Amish country line. It's okay.
ours is playing
This
Michigan
one,
State.
that one,
Okay,
you
go,
get to
okay,
like
go.
trade.
Okay, go.
You
Come
get-
on, go. Do it.
Watch me get up there, and we're there the longest
I know.
because there's some
We're gonna see
complicated
Mike pull
puzzle.
up to this one.
It's 240.
2,
Yeah.
25,
At least that's what it
35,
says.
40. Here you go.
Thank you.
Wham! Exact change.
Oh, is there? Oh,
Got like I counted it, and I
There
gave him the
used to be-
sticky ones.
Used to be a, there used to be a funnel. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yes.
I'm going to
Smush
put
'em
every
in.
one of these coins in here. I'm going to take a long time, guys. So you know. Don't get mad at me.
Count it
Pull up
twice.
just far enough where you have to get out of the car.
And I'll drop a couple coins. I'll crawl under
I'm
the
ready.
car to
I'm
get
ready
it.
for that. I'm ready for that scenario. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's see how
This is
long
gonna
it takes.
take so
Let's see how long it takes.
Time's running.
There's no way I'm not
You're
going to drop.
190 still.
Oh,
165.
I got extras for you in case.
140.
You know, I had singles,
Like
guys. I
15.
didn't really think this one through very well.
Oh yeah.
90 cents. 65. 40.
Oh, hold on. I
Come
think
on,
I'm.
15. You're almost
Oh, I
there.
need a nickel.
Come on, Afer.
We need 10 cents.
Oh, jeez.
You're panicking.
Oh my god.
No, I did it. It just took a
Oh,
minute. It
okay.
took a minute. You were right.
Woo! You're the fastest ever!
Time up.
Suck it! Fucking out so fast at that.
You are the MVP of that
I
line.
was the MVP of that.
Ah! Woo!
Holiday Road, yeah.
Oh yeah, Holiday Road.
This is a cover.
Okay, we're like, how much? Like
We went 0.2 miles.
0.2
and now
miles. We're in another toll booth. What the hell? I'm down. I don't have as many quarters as I
I
did
got
before.
singles, so let's see what it is. Yeah, dude. It's
Well, but-
sweaty.
But are they gonna be sticky?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta give them.
Oh, they're gonna be sticky. I was gonna hand them the pile and make them
Here,
feel two.
I have a bunch of
Feel
stuff.
two off of that.
Keep one for yourself.
Like,
So
why?
this
No,
one
I
has
do
a
need that.
person, so this one's better.
Okay. What? I can't believe we paid $2.40 for like a mile.
It was a nice road.
Not even a mile. You guys missed
It
so
was a nice
much.
road,
You guys
though.
really missed a lot of
Still see
lot
the
of
toll
moments
booth
there.
back
Yeah,
there.
we can still see the other tolls.
I don't want none.
I did not.
Someone park? So glorious. Motorhead. Remember Motorhead played them out in what 17 and he forgot the lyrics?
Yeah.
Lemmy did or whatever.
I was never the biggest Motorhead
Remember when
fan.
Michael
Nah, me
Cole tried
either.
to
It was
do
supposed to be a big deal when it was
Tribulations?
out.
People love that
No, I
dude.
don't.
Michael Cole tried to do Tribulations. It's
Never get
terrible.
over it.
Glorious.
Awful.
I remember 17, he's just like, it's all about the game and how you make it, and how you make it, it's about the game. Like, he's just like the same line over and over again. Yeah, game.
Maybe give the lyrics a look.
Yeah.
Red
I mean,
out.
this is your music. Maybe you wrote it. Maybe you just want to give it a little once over before you get out there.
We're live now.
We're live,
I
man.
love how dumb it is. I love during that whole
Oh, yeah, we're live
Shockmaster
Yeah.
And the guy tumbles, and say for some reason you hear him go, "I told you." Like what?
like you predicted that.
Yeah.
Like he predicted he
Yeah.
was gonna fall through
I told
the
you this
thing.
was garbage.
We were talking about
Sid is like
how
the
much
weirdest
this is garbage.
guy to
Yeah.
like was so successful but yet not. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Wanted to play softball. Look at the beach.
but it was like there's some weird
can't
stories
really,
about that.
but-
David Pritchard talks about like, you know, like conveniently got into his car accident right before softball season. Like,
he's the weirdest meathead.
he's a weird dude.
And kind of like they knew not to really count on him when it was softball season.
But he got pushed everywhere.
Yeah.
And was world champion, WWF, WCW. Like, it's
Even
insane.
as a kid, he bored me.
I mean, I never did anything for
He
me.
wasn't a good in the ring. He wasn't a good talker. He just,
Oh, I don't
he
really
was
know
just
why
big.
they pushed him. Yeah. Well, big, but it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, that's what I like that effect. That's cool.
My breath.
I tell you how he stole it out.
Eso es lo que yo siempre le digo. Esta distancia. Trying to find the sign.